Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at more gut feeling stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. I matched with this guy on Bumble, exchanged the usual small talk. He was cute, a little older, 34, I was 27. He worked in IT, had a rescue dog, and didn't make any gross comments. That's honestly a low bar, but these days it feels like a miracle. That's so true. We met for coffee the first time. He was charming in a quite reserved way. I remember thinking, finally a good guy. It was an uneventful but nice hour. We texted for a few more days. Then he invited me to come over to his place to watch a movie. Classic move, yeah, but I didn't set off alarms at the time. Wow, okay, so the second date was at his place. That's a bit fast. I got there around 7. He lived about 15 minutes away from me. Not sketchy, lived alone, but the place was clean, lived in. There were signs of normal life, dog hair on the couch, half-eaten cereal on the counter, mismatched socks by the laundry machine. You get the idea, nothing that screamed danger. This girl is observant. Honestly, I would be as well if I stepped into someone else's home. A stranger's home, okay? At this point, he's still a stranger. We sat in the living room for maybe 10 minutes just talking. He offered me a drink, sparkling water, which I accepted. No weird vibes yet. I asked what movie we were watching, and that's when he said, "Oh, I set it up downstairs." I kind of smiled and said, "Oh, you've got a home theater set up?" He laughed. "Not really, just better sound down there. Come on, it's set up already." That's so suspicious. Down there? Where it's down there, the basement. Honestly, if I went to someone's house and they were like, "Yeah, we're just going to be watching a movie in the basement," or like down there, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not going downstairs with you. What the frick? Why would I want to go downstairs with you? Okay, I'm out. Bye." Oh my god! And then what if they chase you after you're like, "Oh yeah, I've actually got something up." What if they don't let you get it out? That's the scary thing about going to someone's home that you don't even know. There was something in the way he said it. Not aggressive exactly, but eager. Like he'd already decided we were going. Like it wasn't a question. I followed him to the top of the basement stairs. It wasn't some creepy unfinished cellar. It was carpeted. Lights were on. There were 2 recliners, a big TV. It looked normal, but I didn't step down. I couldn't explain it. I wanted to go. Part of me felt like I'd be rude if I didn't, but another part of me, quieter but louder in the ways that mattered, whispered don't. It wasn't about him necessarily. It was the setup, the expectation, the flicker of something smug in his eyes when he saw I was hesitating, like he was used to women just doing what he wanted once they got this far. I said kind of awkwardly, "Actually, I'm more comfortable up here." He laughed again, but not in a funny way. "Seriously? What, are you scared of basements?" I shrugged. Kinda, yeah. There was a beat, just a little too long. Then he said, "Well, suit yourself," and walked downstairs without me. Yep, that's when you walk out. That's when you walk out. Because he's luring her. He's not even being like, "Oh, you're uncomfortable? Okay, it's fine. Let's just go back upstairs." No. No. He was like, "You're uncomfortable? Okay. Then I'm just going to make you more uncomfortable by going downstairs, watching the movie by myself. Suit yourself. You're going to be missing out." He didn't even care that she was uncomfortable. Red flag. I stood there for a second, trying to convince myself I was overthinking, but something in my chest felt heavy. I texted my best friend something dumb like, "If I get murdered, it's this guy," with my location, as a joke, but not really. After a couple minutes of silence from the basement, I called down, "I think I'm actually going to head out. I forgot I had an early thing tomorrow." No answer. I grabbed my keys and left. He texted me the next day, "You're dramatic. Good luck out there." I blocked him. Nothing happened technically, but also something almost did. And maybe that's the scarier part. There was no screaming, no violence, no news report. Just a feeling, and hallway, and a man who didn't like hearing no. True, he didn't like hearing no. He wasn't even trying to comfort her. The fact that he texted her that, yep, red flag. Man was really like, "You're just being dramatic. No one's gonna like you." You think you inviting a date out to your basement is a normal thing to do? Freaking hell. Some people. I'm glad she trusted her gut feeling because I feel like something would have happened for sure. Scary, scary, scary. And also, good thing he didn't chase her, you know? I was thinking if he realized she wanted to leave, he was just gonna pull her down the basement. Oh, scary. I met Tasha at work. I was 22, she was 28. Not a huge gap, but enough for me to be a little dazzled. She was everything I wasn't yet. Confident, loud, wore red lipstick to morning meetings, and didn't care if people stared at her. Everyone liked her, or at least didn't want to cross her. At first, she felt like the older sister I never had. She bought me drinks, called me baby girl, told me which men in the office were creeps. When she invited me out, I went. No questions. She feels like the perfect older sister. Aww. Until she was actually the evil stepsister. So when she asked me to come to this house party up in the hills, I didn't even think to hesitate. She said it was low-key, just some friends of hers, and I'd have fun. I asked who would be there. She said, just chill people, nobody's sketchy. I almost didn't go. I had a stomachache that day. Not bad, just enough to make me stay home and order Thai food. But she texted me 5 times, said she was ready on the way, that I was being boring lately, so I caved. That's a red flag. Her body was telling her to not go. Like, she had a stomachache. That's a sign, girl. And anyone who tries to convince you by like coming out by telling you that you're just being boring, red flag too. Imagine being like, oh yeah, I can't go, I have a stomachache. You're being so boring right now. Excuse me? We drove about 40 minutes out of town. She was already kind of keyed up, talking fast, blasting music. I noticed she didn't mention any names when I asked who was hosting. Just said, you'll see, they're cool. When we pulled up, it wasn't what I expected. The house was big, short, but dark. No music spilling out. No people on the porch smoking. Just a few expensive-looking cars parked outside and a guy standing near the door with his arms crossed. I said, this doesn't feel like a party. Tasha laughed too hard. They're chill. You love them once we're inside. I didn't move. Something about the guy by the door, or maybe the fact he didn't smile when we approached, made my gut twist. That's scary. I mean, yeah, isn't it supposed to be a chill party? But what's the guy doing outside? Crossing his arms, being like, something is suspicious. Inside, it was worse. Dim lighting, maybe 6 people total. No one said hi when we came in. One of the guys, probably mid-30s, looked me up and down like I was a menu item. Tasha immediately disappeared into a back room with another guy, laughing like she belonged there. I sat down on the edge of a couch. My heart was racing for no logical reason, and yet everything felt wrong. Then this guy, I swear he was almost 40, plopped down next to me way too close. Didn't say his name, just said, so you're Tasha's friend? Like he already knew. I laughed nervously and got up, saying I needed to find the bathroom. I texted Tasha, hey, this doesn't feel like a party, I'm gonna head out. No response. I walked outside, pretending I was taking a call. The guy by the door glanced at me but didn't say anything. I kept walking. I walked right down the driveway and past the cars, trying to keep my face calm while my hands shook. I ordered a lift with 3% battery left. No charger. I was seconds from panicking when the driver accepted. 3% battery. Girl, living on the edge. What the frick? Maybe it's because she already didn't want to go, but then because Tasha dragged her out, she was like, fine. I didn't wait. I walked 2 blocks away before getting in, just in case. Later, when I called Tasha to ask what that was, she acted like I was a weirdo. That was nothing. You made it awkward. I never saw her again. A few weeks later, someone at work casually mentioned Tasha had been fired months ago. She just kept showing up to the building and nobody said anything. I still don't know what the deal was with that house. Maybe it was drugs. Maybe they wanted a girl who wouldn't ask questions. But I remember the look in his eyes of the man on the couch, like I was already his. And I remember the quiet, urgent voice in my body telling me to get out now. That is so scary. The fact that he already knew about her before she even knew about him. So Tasha has been telling him some stuff. And Tasha was literally loitering in her ex-company. She got fired and she was still turning up. Or like she was working there chatting to people. Yo, Tasha got problems. That's for sure. And they were up to no good for sure in there. When I imagine a chill party, I'm just imagining good food. Okay? Good food, good music, chill vibes. Everyone's having fun. Not like everyone's quiet, staring you up and down. No one says hello. That's not a chill party. Where's the food at? So I'm glad she got out of there quick. That is so scary. It was around 9 p.m. and I was waiting outside a friend's apartment in downtown Chicago after dinner. She'd offered to walk me to the train, but I insisted on grabbing an Uber instead. It was a 10-minute ride, max, and I didn't want her walking alone after that. I put up the app, ordered the ride. A grey Honda Civic. Driver's name was Eric. Anyway, a car pulled up within 2 minutes. It was the same color, same make, slowed down right in front of me. The driver kind of half looked at me and motioned to get in. He didn't say anything, just a little wave like he was in a hurry, and I hesitated. I looked down at my phone like instinctively and something felt off. The license plate was wrong, not even close. And when I stepped slightly towards the car, he reached across the seat and unlocked the back door, which I hadn't even tried to open yet. No hello, no are you waiting for a ride, just that click. I stepped back. I asked, who are you picking up? He paused, then said, Ashley? That wasn't my name, not even close. My Uber driver was still 3 minutes away, according to the app. I just kind of shook my head and stepped back onto the sidewalk. He didn't argue, didn't apologize, just drove off. He was trying to guess her name. Like he was just trying to get lucky. He was like, Ashley? Oh, it's not Ashley? Okay, bye. The fact that he wasn't even like, yeah, hello, I'm here to pick you up. He didn't even know. He didn't even know what she was there for. He just tried to play her off. Yeah. He was actually trying to get lucky. Like, you know, if this girl is dumb, she'll get in. If she's not, then I'll just drive up. That's so scary because I feel like a lot of people could fall for that if they're just in a hurry, right? They're like, yeah, I ordered a car. Oh, a car's here to pick me up. All right, I'm just going to get in. So scary. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.